Rivian is taking a page out of Tesla's playbook ahead of its first deliveries, realizing its first drivers will be in the same position now in 2021 as the Tesla drivers like myself were back in 2012. Then, a huge Tesla news nobody noticed, and I will tell you all about it. Volkswagen is also following Tesla's footsteps this month with a battery day of their own. Both BMW and Kia have unveiled an electric car each, with deliveries starting this year, and Tesla's semi-truck is getting closer to reality. All of this is coming up next. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of electric car scoop. If you want to know the latest about the greatest in the electric car universe, go ahead and click on that subscribe button and the bell notification icon, and I will take care of the rest. Let's get to our top story, and we're going to talk about Rivian. The deliveries are just around the corner. People are getting excited, and Rivian has decided to do something that Tesla has done many years ago and has proven to be probably one of the most valuable part of their business. Rivian is very well aware that people buying their trucks are not going to buy them to drive them to a local grocery store to pick up some beer while taking 2 parking spots. They are actually going to take them on, as Rivian calls them, adventures. Usually those adventures don't happen where there are plenty of charging stations. As a matter of fact, the whole point is to get away from, well, electricity and cell phone reception. So unlike other electric car makers that are now relying on Electrify America and EVgo networks here in the United States for fast charging, Rivian is on its own. But there is already a proven right way of solving that problem, and that was done by Tesla when there were no fast chargers anywhere. So just like Tesla in 2012, Rivian is launching their own fast charging network, the Rivian Adventure Network. And the plan is pretty aggressive. Rivian is planning on building 600 locations by the end of 2023, with about 5 to 6 chargers in each location. There may be no bathrooms where the Rivian owners will be taking their trucks, but there will be the state-of-the-art charging stations. At first, the charging rates will be at around 200 kilowatts, but later they will be upgraded to over 300 kilowatts, so you will be able to add around 140 miles in about 20 minutes to your Rivian vehicle range. All of the locations will be powered by 100% renewable energy. But Rivian is not stopping there. In the same time frame, they will be adding over 10,000 of level 2 chargers as well. They're calling them Rivian Waypoints. Those will be able to add 25 miles of range every hour at 11.5 kilowatts. And on top of that, Rivian will also be offering the level 2 smart home charging station, also at 11.5 kilowatts. The installation of the level 2 chargers, the Rivian Waypoints, will start in July, and all 42 Colorado state parks will have them soon, and Rivian said that they will announce others very soon. Much like Tesla, Rivian's fast charging network will be exclusive only to Rivian drivers. And I know they are a little bit behind because the deliveries are just about to start, but they have plenty of money. They've raised billions and billions of dollars from their big investors, including Amazon and Ford. So I think even with this aggressive timeline, I think they can get it done. For more, we turn to the InsideEVs contributor and my YouTube adventure partner, Tom Moloughney. But before that, a quick reminder that this channel and this video is sponsored by XPeng Motors. Check out the P7, a beautiful electric sedan that I just got to drive myself a couple of weeks ago. It is equipped with X-Pilot 3.0 self-driving tech, with navigation guided autonomous driving feature, and even some cool games. My full review is already posted on this channel, but meanwhile, check out XPeng Motors on Facebook. The link to both is down below. All right, Tom, so this is one of those days when I was kind of convinced to go with a certain top story. I thought the Tesla's radar story was the biggest one, but you convinced me that Rivian's story is not only the top story for this week, but maybe for the entire month. Why?
So I think it's huge news, Alex, that they're going to invest this much money to build out an entire network that only their customers can use. That's huge news.
Well, so let's talk about that. They're, just like Tesla, limiting it to their customers. And I know that you have a bit of a problem with that.
Well, you know, listen, on one hand, I understand they're investing the money. They should have, you know, their customers should be able to enjoy the network. But I'm not a big fan of these, walling off these chargers. And what is it next? Ford's going to build their network and Chevy's going to build their network, and we'll have all these networks that only the customers of those brands can use. I don't know if that's necessarily the best way to go. What I think would be a great thing if they could manage to do something like where their customers get to use it for free. It's part of buying the product as they're going to offer. But then if somebody else really needs to use it, make it very expensive so that there's not, abuse. If I'm in the area and I really need to plug in, okay, and I'll pay like $1 a kilowatt hour, something where I'll just use it just for the bare minimum so I can then continue my journey. I just hate to see these locked down and nobody else has access. I find that a little unfortunate.
All right, but at the same time, think about it. Let's say you're a Rivian driver, right? And you're going all the way to Yosemite and you get there and both chargers are taken by, Volkswagen and a Ford or a Tesla or whatever. And you're like, but I am the Rivian driver. I should be able to use a Rivian network. Wouldn't that be upsetting to the people who paid money to Rivian?
Yeah, it probably would. But let me tell you one thing, the way I was proposing that it would be very expensive, these other vehicles would not plug in and walk away for an hour. They wouldn't do that. They'd plug in for 5 or 10 minutes to give them just enough to get to the next stop. And you know what? We're still a long way off of all of these stations being used all the time. Look, I use the Electrify America network all the time. It's almost never happens that I pull up and there's another EV charging. So it's not like this is going to be a problem. In some areas of California where there's a high concentration of charging, okay, that's the only place in the world. But these remote areas that Rivian's going to be installing these, it's only going to be off-road vehicles like Rivian most of the time going there. So I really just don't think it would be a problem. I think there's some way to make a compromise to keep everybody happy. That's all I'm saying.
All right, now let's talk about the timeline, because I know you kind of have a problem with that. They're promising 600 locations by the end of 2023, so less than 3 years. Is that realistic?
Listen, it'd be amazing if they can accomplish that. But, that would mean that they would be going at a faster pace than both Tesla and Electrify America did when they started their networks. Now, Tesla might have an excuse because when they were doing it, nobody had done this before. But even Electrify America has been going at an incredibly aggressive pace. And that would be even faster than them. And don't forget, a lot of these locations that Rivian's going to be installing these at are remote locations. And they might be harder to get power to set up. So, listen, if they do, I'll give them all the credit in the world. But, if they don't hit that 3,500 chargers in the next, whatever it is, 32 months, and they're close to it, I'd still give them a ton of credit because it's a tremendous undertaking that they're going to be embarking on.
Don't forget to subscribe to Tom's channel. He just celebrated a 10,000 subscriber milestone. So congratulations to Tom. I put that link in the description of this video. Let's move on to the next story. And did you know that Elon Musk doesn't only tweet about cryptocurrency? It's true. You've probably already seen a tweet where Elon announced that the full self-driving beta is expanding to 2,000 drivers, but they've also kicked some of them out for not paying enough attention. Also, not paying enough attention to this tweet was pretty much everybody else, including journalists and YouTubers, because the second part of that tweet was quite shocking. And I know nobody expects Elon's tweets to have 2 full paragraphs, but it happened. I was there. Now, in that second paragraph that nobody apparently read, Elon Musk said that Tesla will stop using radars in the next full self-driving beta release in April. So just to summarize, every single full self-driving technology that's been developed today is not only using radars, they're also using LiDARs on top of that because they do not want to rely on vision only, where Elon Musk is doubling down and only going to be using vision. This is going to get interesting. Let's move on. And this week, Rivian was not the only brand trying to use Tesla's strategy to catch up to Tesla. And if there is one brand that has a living chance in hell to one day overtake Tesla as an electric car leader, it's probably the Volkswagen Group, which has been electrifying all of their top brands like Audi, Porsche, and Volkswagen. The last year, the Volkswagen Group has sold almost half of the electric cars that Tesla sold in 2020, and this year, with the ID3 and ID4 production in full swing, that gap should probably close a little bit more. So this month, much like Rivian, Volkswagen Group has realized that if they ever want to overtake Tesla first, they have to catch up, and they have to catch up by following Tesla's footsteps. So this month, the Volkswagen Group had their own version of the battery day. They called it the Power Day, and I think the power here has a double meaning. Yes, it's a reference to batteries, but it also looks like the Volkswagen Group is going to flex their power within the industry with lots and lots of cash and existing industry relationships. During the Power Day, Volkswagen has announced plans beyond just the batteries. They will be securing the battery cell supplies. They announced a new single battery format called Unified Battery Cell. They will be reducing cost by about 50%. They will be expanding the fast charging network through existing partnerships and building their own. For example, Porsche has announced that much like Rivian, they will be building their own fast charging network, and the Volkswagen Group has announced 6 new battery gigafactories. Now that's a lot of big plans and a lot of money that will be needed. However, Volkswagen Group has indicated that they will pay pretty much whatever to become the industry leaders in electric cars. And of course, the big question is how fast they can get all of this done, and can they really catch Tesla anytime soon? Either way, I know this is going to be very exciting because we will have so many competitive electric cars on the market in the next few years. Let's talk about BMW, one of the first legacy automakers to put out a pretty decent electric car for that time. Of course, we're talking about 2013, and I'm not a big fan, but they've sold enough of them to prove me wrong. Now, since 2013, BMW hasn't really done much with electric cars until very recently when they put out the BMW iX3, which is not coming to America, but the newly unveiled BMW iX is, and it will be coming here at around $85,000. Not impressive enough where even the BMW staff decided to bring their Mercedes-Benz to this BMW iX photo shoot, as you can probably see by the Mercedes photobombing the iX3 in this reflection. But this week, BMW has unveiled the third electric car in the last 12 months, the BMW i4. They have released a video of all the concept designs leading up to the final i4 design, just to remind us how much effort they put into avoiding making the car look cool and futuristic, and of course BMW's signature move of leading with what I call a monkey butt front. Now this was just an exterior only unveil. The full unveil is supposed to happen later this year, but I guess BMW got just a little jealous of all the other kids getting the attention, so there you go. So the specs weren't really unveiled either, but we do know that it will have about 300 miles of EPA range on what is rumored to be an 80 kilowatt-hour battery. It will also enter the market this year with an M performance variant. Now, BMW wasn't the only company this week that wanted to unveil a car for us without telling us much about it. So meet Kia EV6. It will be built on the same platform as the recently unveiled Hyundai Ioniq 5. Now, Kia has been teasing different images and small videos in the last couple of weeks, but this week they have finally unveiled the full design. Judging by looking at one of the released pictures, the Cybertruck designer lives in a house next door. Huh, small world. The interior is pretty tame and standard, but the exterior, I can't really tell whether it's very ugly or absolutely gorgeous. Let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think? And now we came full circle back to Tesla. You've probably seen a lot of different pictures and videos of the Tesla semi-truck out there testing, and then Tesla realized, hey, we got cameras too, so they put out this short video of the semi-truck running around at the Tesla test track in Fremont, California, playing in the sun. As you can see, they've made some changes to the design, but overall design stayed the same. And after a 3-year delay, it looks like some of these babies are going to be delivered to their first customers this year. And it looks like these will be pretty good candidates to be the first 4680 battery guinea pigs because of its limited production. Now, once again, this video of the exterior only, the interior is actually guarded pretty well. I know only of one sneaky YouTuber who was able to get in while everyone else was taking rides in a shiny roadster. Alright, if you're wondering what to watch next, check out my conversation with Tom Moloughney about Tesla ditching the radar. Still think it's a pretty big deal. I've posted it to my premium members. To become one, all you have to do is click the join button right there, and you will also be supporting my nasty habit and addiction to buying groceries and paying rent. All right, looking forward to all of your comments. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.